Dear students, today I am going to talk about regulation of enzyme activity. Importance of enzyme regulation. Enzyme activity is regulated to coordinate numerous metabolic processes in an organism, to keep the metabolic processes in a state of dynamic equilibrium, and to prevent metabolic catastrophe by fine-tuning each metabolic reaction. Regulatory mechanisms adopted by cell. Basically, two types of control exist: fine control mechanism and coarse control mechanism. Fine control mechanism consists of mechanisms available for control of activity of existing enzymes in the cell. These are rapid and most efficient. Coarse control mechanism includes regulation of enzyme synthesis mediated through regulation of gene expression, called induction and repression, and control of enzyme availability by maintaining balance between enzyme synthesis and degradation. Out of the fine control mechanisms, rapid acting mechanisms include irreversible covalent activations, reversible covalent modifications, allosteric and feedback regulation, and regulatory effect of metal ion and coenzymes. Regulation by pre-existing status in the cell includes subcellular compartmentation, macromolecular complex formation, and existence as isoenzymes, isofunctional enzymes, and multifunctional enzymes. Irreversible covalent activation of enzyme. In this type of regulation, inactive enzyme is converted to active enzyme. This process is irreversible as activated enzyme cannot be converted to inactive form. The process is brought about by selective proteolysis. Important example is zymogen activation by selective proteolysis, also known as proteolytic trimming. For example, activation of proenzymes or zymogen form of GIT enzymes and enzymes involved in coagulation of blood, also known as coagulation factors. The enzymes are secreted when they are needed and degraded once their functions are over. Reversible covalent modification. Many enzymes are reversibly activated by addition or removal of specific group catalyzed by respective enzymes. The enzymes undergo covalent modification with concomitant change in catalytic efficiency. They are also termed as interconvertible enzymes. Interconvertible enzymes exist in two activity states. One is with high catalytic efficiency and the other is with low catalytic efficiency. Depending on enzyme concerned and group added or removed, the catalytic ability between the two states oscillates. Common example of covalent modification is by addition and removal of phosphate groups. The enzyme is made active or inactive by phosphorylation or dephosphorylation. Phosphorylation is catalyzed by kinase enzyme and dephosphorylation is catalyzed by phosphatase enzyme. In this picture, we can see that the enzyme glycogen phosphorylase B is activated by phosphorylation and inactivated by dephosphorylation. Phosphorylation is catalyzed by the enzyme phosphorylase kinase and dephosphorylation is catalyzed by the enzyme phosphatase. Just the opposite happens in case of glycogen synthase. The glycogen synthase B is activated by dephosphorylation and inactivated by phosphorylation. Dephosphorylation is done by phosphatase enzyme and phosphorylation is catalyzed by protein kinase enzyme. Another example of covalent modification is by adenylation and deadenylation. The enzyme glutamine synthetase is activated by deadenylation, catalyzed by the enzyme deadenylase, and inactivated by adenylation, catalyzed by the enzyme adenyl transferase. Other examples of covalent modification include acetylation, deacetylation, methylation, demethylation, ADP ribosylation, ADP deribosylation, gamma carboxylation, decarboxylation, sulfation, desulfation, and uridylation, deuridylation. Allosteric and feedback regulation. These mechanisms are adopted by the cell to regulate key enzymes of a multi-sequence metabolic pathway. Allosteric enzymes function through reversible non-covalent binding of regulatory compounds called allosteric modulators or effectors or modifiers, which are generally small metabolites or cofactors. For allosteric modulation, the modulator binds to a different domain of oligomeric key enzyme other than the active site called allosteric site. Positive modifiers stimulate and negative modifier inhibit the enzyme activity either by affecting the Km in K series enzymes or Vmax in V series enzymes. This regulation is dependent upon the metabolic state or availability of a biomolecule. Allosteric regulation in which substrate and modulator are identical is called homotropic regulation. Binding of the modulator causes conformational changes that affect the subsequent activity of other sites on the enzyme. In most cases, the conformational change converts a relatively inactive conformation, often referred to as a T state or tau state, to a more active conformation, an R state or relaxed state. When the modulator is a molecule other than the substrate, the enzyme is said to be heterotropic. In many allosteric enzymes, the substrate binding active site and the modulator binding allosteric site are on different subunits, catalytic and regulatory subunits respectively. Binding of the positive or stimulatory modulator to its specific site on the regulatory subunit is communicated to the catalytic subunit through a conformational change. This change renders the catalytic subunit active and capable of binding the substrate with higher affinity. On dissociation of the modulator from the regulatory subunit, the enzyme reverts to its inactive or less active form. Allosteric enzymes show relationship between initial velocity V0 and substrate concentration S that differ from Michaelis-Menten kinetics. They do exhibit saturation with substrate when S is sufficiently high, but for allosteric enzymes, plots of V0 versus S produce a sigmoid saturation curve rather than the hyperbolic curve typical of non-regulatory enzymes. On the sigmoid saturation curve, we can find out a value of S at which V0 is half maximal, but we cannot refer to it with the designation Km because the enzyme does not follow the hyperbolic Michaelis-Menten relationship. This is the S-shaped or sigmoid curve of allosteric enzymes. Sigmoid kinetic behavior generally reflects cooperative interactions between multiple protein subunits. Changes in the structure of one subunit are translated into structural changes in adjacent subunits, an effect mediated by non-covalent interactions at the interface between subunits. In the initial substrate concentrations, the velocity of the reaction is less, but when the positive modulator binds to the regulatory subunit of the allosteric enzyme, it induces structural changes in the adjacent subunits, which favors the rapid rise of velocity of the reaction in this portion until it attains a plateau due to saturation. This is the sigmoid curve of a homotropic enzyme in which the substrate also serves as a positive modulator or activator. It is similar to oxygen saturation curve of hemoglobin. The sigmoidal curve is a hybrid curve in which the enzyme is present primarily in the relatively inactive T state at low substrate concentration and primarily in the more active R state at high substrate concentration. One good example of allosteric enzyme is aspartate transcarbamylase. Its homotropic positive modulators are aspartate and carbamyl phosphate. Heterotropic positive modulator is ATP and heterotropic negative modulator is CTP. Enzyme subjected to feedback by the end product regulates the synthesis of its own by modifying the enzyme allosterically. For example, feedback inhibition of aspartate transcarbamylase by the end product CTP, ALA synthase by heme, and HMG coenzyme reductase by cholesterol. Feed-forward activation of enzyme by an earlier metabolite control the pathway to prevent feedback inhibition by stimulating an enzyme in the subsequent step far away in a metabolic pathway. For example, pyruvate kinase is activated by fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Regulatory effect by metal cofactors and availability of coenzymes. Sometimes a specific metal ion can interconvert an enzyme to active or inactive form. For example, relaxed form of glutamine synthetase, which is catalytically inactive, can be converted to active titan form by the addition of magnesium and manganese ion. Similarly, coenzyme availability affects the rate of catalysis. Regulation by pre-existing cellular architecture, like subcellular compartmentalization of enzymes. Localization of specific metabolic processes in different compartments of the cell, like cytosol or mitochondria, facilitates regulation. Independent control of these metabolic events can be achieved. This confers the potential for finely tuned regulation of metabolism. Subtle mechanisms are required to equilibrate metabolic process with independent regulation of enzymes on either side of the membrane. For example, enzymes involved in fatty acid synthesis are located in the cytosol, source of which is acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A is synthesized by fatty acid oxidation, which occurs in the mitochondria. Control of synthesis and breakdown is brought about by regulating the transmembrane transport of one molecule acetyl coenzyme A. Depending upon the metabolic need, fatty acids are either synthesized or oxidized, mediated through the mechanism of different hormones in each process. This picture shows that fatty acid synthesis and degradation occurs in two different compartments. Fatty acid synthesis occurs in the cytosol and fatty acid degradation or oxidation occurs in the mitochondria. As the enzymes of the two pathways are entirely different, independent control can be achieved. Regulation by macromolecular complex formation. Multi-enzyme complex coordinates the enzymes in sequence in an ordered manner. It channels the intermediates efficiently, preventing diversion to other pathways. Appropriate alignment of the enzymes provides scope for transmission of conformational change in one enzyme, which is amplified in other enzymes of the complex that helps fine-tuning the regulation. Examples are pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex, etc. Regulation by existence as isoenzymes, isofunctional enzymes, and multifunctional enzymes. Multiple molecular form of an enzyme having distinct chemical, physical, electrophoretic, and immunologic properties exist in different tissues and different subcellular compartments within the same species and catalyze the conversion of same substrate to the same product with different kinetic properties. They are isoenzymes or isozymes. Regulation can be achieved in one isoenzyme without interfering the activity of the other elsewhere. In multifunctional enzymes, a single polypeptide chain of an enzyme contains number of different functional activities, probably resulting from fusion of genes during the process of evolution. This provides highest cellular economy because by regulating one enzyme activity, the entire pathway can be regulated. Eukaryotic fatty acid synthase has 7 different activities within a single polypeptide chain. Example of bifunctional enzyme is phosphofructokinase 2 and fructose 2,6 bisphosphatase. Isofunctional enzymes are distinct from each other like isoenzymes, but unlike isoenzymes, they are located in same cellular compartment but convert same substrate to same product with different kinetic properties. For example, hepatic hexokinase and glucokinase catalyze the same reaction of phosphorylation of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate, but they have different kinetic properties. Hexokinase has very low Km for glucose and high affinity for glucose. Hexokinase is allosterically inhibited by its product glucose 6-phosphate. Glucokinase has high Km and low affinity for glucose. Glucokinase is not inhibited by glucose 6-phosphate. Thus, regulation of one does not interfere the activity of the other. Regulation of enzyme activity by course control mechanism. It takes hours to days. Regulation of enzyme synthesis is done by induction and repression. It has been explained in prokaryotes on the basis of operon concept. The operon concept was introduced by Francois Jacob and Jacques Monod in 1961 and awarded Nobel Prize in 1965. Glycoperon is a section of DNA with promoter and operator in bacteria that acts as an on-off switch for several genes that control the breakdown of lactose into glucose and galactose. This is the structure of glycoperon. LAC-I is the regulator gene which codes for repressor protein LAC-I. Promoter site is the site where RNA polymerase binds. Operator site is the site where repressor protein binds, and these are the structural genes. So structural genes are LAC-Z codes for beta galactosidase enzyme, LAC-Y codes for galactoside permease enzyme, and LAC-A codes for thiogalactoside transacetyldase enzyme. Regulator gene is the LAC-I. Repressors are LAC-I protein and glucose. Inducers are lactose and catabolite gene activator protein CAMP complex. Gratuiter inducer is isopropyl thiogalactoside or IPTC. In the absence of lactose, the lactose metabolizing enzymes in the bacteria need not be synthesized. So these genes are not transcribed and translated. In other words, the lag operon is switched off. It is achieved by binding of the repressor protein to the operator site. This repressor protein is coded by the regulator gene LAG-I. When the repressor protein binds to the operator, it blocks the RNA polymerase, so these genes are not transcribed. In presence of lactose, the lactose metabolizing enzymes need to be synthesized, so the lag operon is switched on. It is achieved by inactivation of the repressor protein by the inducer lactose. So the repressor cannot bind to the operator site, so it cannot block the RNA polymerase from binding to the promoter site, which can transcribe the genes. Transcription of these genes also requires binding of catabolite activator protein or CAP and cyclic AMP complex to the promoter site. Mentioned in the previous slide, for RNA polymerase to attach to the promoter site, catabolite gene activator protein or CAP binding to CAMP is essential. When the bacteria is starved for carbon source, CAMP is synthesized, but in the presence of glucose, it is not formed as the enzyme adenylate cyclase is inhibited by glucose. Hence, in the presence of glucose, RNA polymerase is inhibited. So, in the situation where both inducer and glucose are present, the inducer inactivates the repressor, facilitating the binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter. But when glucose is present, there is no need of synthesis of the lactose catabolizing enzymes. So glucose inhibits the enzyme adenylate cyclase. So CMP is not formed, which cannot form complex with CAP, so they cannot bind to the promoter. So RNA polymerase cannot efficiently bind to the promoter without the CAP CMP complex. So these structural genes are not transcribed. Another type of regulation in prokaryotes is by attenuation or stoppage of transcription. So while the mRNA is being transcribed, there is formation of a hairpin loop by the self-complementary sequences of the regions of the mRNA, causing attenuation or premature termination of transcription. Of gene expression in eukaryotes. Operon concept cannot be extended to eukaryotes as eukaryotic mRNA is monocistronic. Eukaryotic gene expression is highly complex and knowledge is fragmentary. In addition to transcriptional control, eukaryotic cells employ a wide variety of mechanisms. This is the flowchart showing the regulation of gene expression in eukaryotes. It occurs primarily at the level of transcription through transacting proteins binding to cis-acting elements on the DNA, through DNA binding motifs such as zinc finger motif. For example, steroid hormone receptor complex binding to glucocorticoid response element or GRE. Also occurs at post-transcription events through variation in mRNA processing and stability. For example, splice site, polyA site choice, and mRNA editing. Also occurs in translation through phosphorylation of EIF2, seen with amino acid starvation, heme deficiency, double-stranded RNA, unfolded protein in endoplasmic reticulum. Also occurs at DNA level through changes in access to DNA, for example, acetylation, deacetylation, or methylation of DNA. Changes in amount of DNA, for example, gene amplification. Changes in arrangement of DNA, for example, immunoglobulins or transposons. Enzyme availability by maintaining balance between synthesis and degradation of enzymes. Body proteins are in a state of dynamic equilibrium. They are synthesized when needed and degraded once the function is over. Absolute quantity of an enzyme influences the activity of that enzyme. Enzymes are synthesized from amino acids and degraded to amino acids. Quantity of an enzyme can be increased by increasing the synthesis or by decreasing the degradation or both. The synthesis and degradation of the enzyme are catalyzed by two different sets of enzymes. Therefore, independent control may be exerted to maintain the dynamic equilibrium. This is regarding the basics of regulation of enzyme activity. Thank you for your patient hearing.